So, Border, Day 1. November 30th, 2020. Enhypen's debut album.
On the line, where do our footprints step to? What sky spreads at the end of it? Even if the world that unfolds is not what we are given, to the unknown we run, carving sunrise, burning bright across the world.
Most groups debut with something safe, something catchy and easy to digest, something relatable. But Enhypen came out swinging with a whole concept about transformation, identity, and literally having a vampire concept from day one. And the wild part, this isn't just aesthetic. Every single thing about this album, the name, the songs, the visuals, it all connects to tell one story. Today we're breaking down Border, Day 1 track by track, and I'm gonna show you why this might be one of the most cohesive debut albums in K-pop. Let's get into it. Okay, first question, why is it called Border, Day 1? A border is a line between two places, right? Two countries, two territories, two worlds. And these guys are standing right at that line. On one side is their old life, who they used to be. On the other side is something new. Something they didn't choose. Day 1 means this is the beginning. This is the first day of their new existence. The day everything changed. If you know their lore, and we'll get into this more as the series goes on, they've been transformed into vampires. They didn't ask for it, it just happened. And now they're standing at this border being like, do I cross over? Do I accept what I've become? Or do I try to go back? That's the whole album. That tension. That question. The album opens with intro, walk the line, and it's literally 49 seconds of setting the mood. It's atmospheric, a little unsettling, but everything an intro track should be. The line is described as a path that was carved for them, suggesting their entry into this new world was almost obligatory, and they must now walk it to discover the destination. The members talk about walking that line across a vast landscape, a new beginning but an uncertain destiny, where agony turns into bliss with each step, only because they have the other members besides them. The lyrics question what lies at the end of the line and what sky will be waiting for them, emphasizing the mystery of their future. 49 seconds and they've already established the entire mood. That's how you do an intro. And then we get Given Taken, the title track of Border Day 1. The most iconic debut song ever. The central theme of the song is the members' struggle with their identity and destiny. They are uncertain if the debut was fated or earned, and this internal conflict is the main subject of the lyrics. The title itself, Given Taken, directly reflects the debate between fate and individual effort. They are trying to reconcile the idea of the destiny being given with the reality that they took their chance to debut. Enhypen are to take what they are given, they must not waver indecisively. The scars on their faces and their ragged clothes in the Dawn version of the concept photos illustrates Enhypen's perilous journey, and the lyrics, I flip over the world, I step into the sky, show the determination that has led to their resolution overcoming their anguish. The song also conveys their ambition to succeed and grow in the new world they have entered. Lines like, I face the horizon inside me, suggest an internal push for growth and self-discovery. Then we get, Let Me In, 20 Cube, and this song hurts. The whole vibe changes. It's softer, more vulnerable, more desperate. And the lyrics are literally them asking to be accepted. Let me in, over and over. They're on the outside of something, maybe humanity, maybe normalcy, maybe connection. And they're begging to be let back in. There's this line that goes, "I need you to save me." Like they can't save themselves from what they've become. They need someone to accept them, to see past what they are now and remember who they were. The 20 cube part of the title is interesting to me, because it may or may not be a reference to their pre-debut reality show Island, where they were literally in a cube-shaped building. But it also feels like being trapped in a box that has been created inside their minds. They are trapped there, isolated, separate from the world. Even when they are physically connected to the world. This song is them, at their most vulnerable on the album. No aggression, no power. Just, "Please don't reject me for being different." And placing it right after Given Taken is perfect because it shows both sides of their transformation, the power, and the loneliness. "10 Months" is a vocal line song, and it's got this dreamy, floating quality to it. It's a wistful, and a little sad song. Actually, a lot sadder, if you look closely at the lyrics. The song is full of insecurities. They are trying to appear reliable to the person they love. They are trying to maybe prove to them that they are not monsters, that they can protect them. But it seems like the person they are conveying these messages to isn't understanding them. They are constantly questioning why their feelings aren't understood, and expressing a longing for their partner to see their love. 10 Months Old Love. The production is softer here, not as aggressive as the other tracks. It's a breather, a moment of reflection in the middle of all this intensity. However, if you really look closely, it's full of sadness and insecurities. It reminds you that underneath the vampire concept and the transformation narrative, these are real people. Well, in the story, they were real people who had lives before this happened to them. And they are finding different ways to deal with this uncomfortable truth. Flicker is the ending track, and the title alone tells you everything. Flickering moment. This recurring phrase represents a brief, but profound, moment of deep feeling and connection that happens between the two individuals. A core message is that this connection can bridge the gap between their separate worlds, connecting worlds that once were misaligned, or twisted apart. The lyrics use the scientific concept of entangled particles to illustrate how they are linked, even when physically apart, like two halves of the same whole. They have, maybe, come to the realization that whether a vampire or a human, both of these forms are a part of them, and that's what makes them whole. The lyrics are centered around sending a signal, waiting for the other person to recognize them, and find them through the language of the promise. Ending the album with "Flicker" instead of something powerful or resolved is such a choice. Because they're not resolved. They're still standing at that border, still figuring it out, still fragile. Day one isn't about having answers. It's about waking up to a new reality and trying to survive it. Here's what makes Border Day 1 special as a debut. It commits to the concept. They're not trying to be everything to everyone. They picked a lane, dark, intense, vampire transformation story, and they went for it. Every song serves the narrative. It's cohesive. You can listen to this album front to back and it feels like one complete thought. Intro to title track to vulnerability to insecurities to fragility. It flows. It's not trying to be likable. And I mean that as a compliment. They're not doing cute concepts or safe melodies. They debuted with, "We're going through something and it's uncomfortable," and trusted that people would connect with that. It sets up everything that comes next. This is chapter 1. They're standing at the border on day 1. The whole rest of the discography is about what happens after they cross that border. You can't understand Enhypen's story without understanding this album. This is the foundation. So, Border, Day 1. 6 tracks, 1 minute 48 seconds long intro, 4 full songs and an outro. Enhypen came out with a fully formed concept and committed to it immediately. That's all from my side about Enhypen's debut album, Border Day 1. Next up in this series, we're covering Border, CARNIVAL, because after you accept your transformation on day 1, what comes next? Spoiler, it gets chaotic. Drop a comment telling me your theories of this album, and what's your favorite song from Border, Day 1. And if you're enjoying this album by album series, subscribe, because we've got a lot more Enhypen to cover. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.